because of which he gets entangled like this fellow. You see this fellow, how he is entangled thoroughly. Huh? He gets entangled. So when Purusha identifies with the Prakriti nature, in the material nature, he gets happiness and distress. And then when Purusha gets a desire to enjoy the Prakriti, then he gets entangled in Prakriti. He says, Purusha Prakritisto hi bhunkte Prakritijan gunan karanam gunasangosya sadasatyo nijanmasu. So Prabhupada writes very powerful purport here. I'll read. Here in verse number 22, purport Prabhupada says here, this verse is very important for an understanding of how the living entities transmigrate from one body to another. It is explained in the second chapter that the living entity is transmigrating from one body to another, just as one changes dress. The change of dress is due to his attachment to material existence. As long as he is captivated by this false manifestation, he has to continue transmigrating from one body to another. Due to his desire to lord it over material nature, he is put into such undesirable circumstances. Under the influence of the material desire, the entity is born sometimes as a demigod, sometimes as a man, sometimes as an animal, or as a bird, as a worm, as an aquatic, as a saintly man, or as a bug. And in all these cases, the living entity thinks himself to be the master of his circumstances. Yet he is under the influence of material nature, he is saying. You understand this point? Yeah, like one becomes a dog, then he thinks, I am the master dog of this whole lane. If anybody comes here, I will bark. Correct, no? You know, he becomes a cockroach, and the male cockroach is very proud. When the male cockroach is a she cockroach, he has a moustache. Is moving the moustache and saying, how do I look beautiful? So everybody is thinking, I am master in my circumstances. That's what he's thinking. Whether one is a cockroach, one is a worm, one is a dog, one is a cat, one is a demigod. So everybody thinks, I am a hero or a heroine in my circumstance. Actually, this field of activity given to us, this material body, gradually changes and gets old and withers away. And then you get one more field of activity. And you keep on changing like that. And the soul is suffering in this world. He can't see the suffering because he's identifying with the material body. And the Prabhupada says, the living entity, if he submits to the hearing process of hearing about the signs of God, like Arjuna is hearing, he's saying, then he will lose his long cherished desire to dominate material nature. And gradually and proportionately, as he reduces his long desire to dominate, he comes to enjoy spiritual happiness. So we have to give up our desire to boss over the nature. Actually, people like to boss over everyone and everything around. They want to exploit and enjoy without connection to God. That is the reason for suffering, he says here.